Hey folks, welcome back to another episode of Crazy Talk, where we explore ideas from the fever swamps of the internet to question prevailing narratives with the goal of empowerment and liberation. Just a reminder, I'm not trying to convince you of anything, just sharing thoughts and information. So please, don't take my word for any of this stuff. As always, do your own research. Bigfoot? Really? Well, I've always thought of Bigfoot as kind of the silliest of all the, I guess you'd say, conspiracy theories. But last October, right before Halloween, this cool image showed up, Bigfoot carved on a pumpkin. And I don't know if this is real or AI. I just thought, wow, either way, it's really well done. So I posted it on Instagram. And this guy I know from England made a comment. He liked my picture and he made a comment with a YouTube link. And he wrote, "Hey man, you should really check this out." Well, I respect this guy a lot. So, and the title of the video was "Everything You Know Is Wrong," which is kind of right up my alley. So I said, okay, I'll watch it. And was immediately put off because, wow, the video quality is pretty bad. It looks like it was filmed back in 1986 or something. There just doesn't seem to be a good copy of this thing. So I kept watching and realized right away, oh, this is about Bigfoot. Duh. I thought, well, this will be a hoot. Well, I didn't intend to watch the whole hour and 11-minute video, but I got hooked pretty fast. Lloyd Pye is an engaging speaker. He's kind of funny, and to me, his science seemed very sound, and he just brought so much to the table that by the end I was like, oh no, now I believe in Bigfoot. I was weird enough already, damn it. In making this episode of Crazy Talk, I thought I better see what else is out there on YouTube and Rumble, and oh my God, you guys, there are so many videos. You know what, there's whole channels just for Bigfoot. And so I watched a whole bunch of this stuff. And I'm sorry, from my point of view, everything I watch is a bunch of time-wasting crap. Often it's just two guys chatting and showing a bunch of garbage video clips. Some of the videos are real slick, with dramatic music and special effects and all, but honestly, nothing much to show. I think there's a reason for that, and this comedian I love, Mitch Hedberg, explains why we just can't get a good picture of Bigfoot. So I'm just going to play that clip for you. Take it away, Mitch.
I think Bigfoot is blurry. That's the problem. It's not the photographer's fault. Bigfoot is blurry. And that's extra scary to me because there's a large, out-of-focus monster roaming the countryside.
So my advice, if you'd actually like to know what's what with the Bigfoot thing, is to just watch Lloyd Pye's video. You start watching it, see if you're into it. I'll put the link in the description below. But just to give you a quick summary. So Lloyd presents massive evidence that the whole missing link idea in evolution is wrong. There's no way humans evolved from apes. The differences between the human anatomy and the ape anatomy is so radical, and I didn't know anything about this, but especially around the way our mouths and throats work. So we have, speech and all, but also our shoulders, our hips, and there's just no way there's this jump in evolution. So what Lloyd believes is that we are genetically engineered from, ape DNA, but mixed with the DNA from a spacefaring race called the Anunnaki. And specifically this dude, Enki, is the engineer who created human beings. And this comes in part from decoding of Sumerian tablets. There's just gazillions of these Sumerian tablets. A guy named Zechariah Sitchin cracked the code for translating them. And so a lot of this stuff comes from that. And it might sound crazy. This has actually got to be a whole other episode on Crazy Talk. If we are actually genetically engineered, does that mean there's no evolution? Well, no. Lloyd's whole point here is that the apes did continue to evolve, but their modern day descendants aren't humans. They're these hominoids. That's what Lloyd Pye refers to, Bigfoot, Sasquatch as a hominoid who evolved from apes. And he says that we don't have fossils of the hominoids because when humans showed up, we took over. We took all the prime real estate and pushed the hominoids out to the fringes, the high forests, the swamplands, and places like that. There's just no fossils. They just disappear into the muck. So Lloyd Pye says there's actually 4 types of hominoids, and they're pretty much worldwide. So the one we're most familiar with here in the United States is Bigfoot or Sasquatch, and these are definitely the biggest, according to Lloyd, typically over 7 feet tall, weighing in anywhere from 700 to 1,000 pounds. And they got pushed out, from the nice territory into dense forests. But, they're definitely in North America, but all over the world, really. Now, the second type should also be very familiar, the Yetis, or abominable snowmen. They have a much more specific territory that's basically the high mountain valleys in the Himalayas, high altitude valleys. And now this is actually a vast territory. And so the Yetis supposedly are a little smaller, 5 to 7 feet, but still really heavy, 500 to 700 pounds. He says they're more primate-like, more resembling chimps and gorillas than the Sasquatch or Bigfoot. Now the third type is called the Alma or Kaptar, and they are more found in regions like Eastern Europe, the steppes of Russia, Central Asia. He described them as the most human-like of the larger types, like the Yeti, 5 to 7 feet tall, 500 to 700 pounds, and at times captured and living in captivity in small villages. Trippy stories. And then the fourth one I'd never heard of, the Agagwe, the smallest, still really heavy, 200 to 300 pounds, but of the hominoids, the pygmies. And I think these often have orange fur, and they inhabit thick jungles, like in Africa, Southeast Asia, and possibly even places like Florida in the United States. If you're interested in all this stuff, Lloyd Pye's videos is the place to go. If you don't want to become a Bigfoot believer, though, probably don't watch it. I wasn't expecting to believe in Bigfoot, and now I'm weirder than ever. Well, speaking of weird, thank you so much for watching Crazy Talk, and we'll see you next time. Have a great rest of your day.